Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Hey, I hope you're having a blessed and wonderful Monday. Let's talk about things that's going on in the market. You guys know that all of my videos are sponsored by Stock Up University, the top link below. Let's get right into it. Let's continue this discussion about the banking because it is really a big story. It's really important that you know everything that's going on with the banking, okay? Because it affects everything and everybody. Now, I know that you know by now, JP Morgan took over receivership. They took over the bank. They bought the assets as well as the liabilities, okay? And Jamie Dimon, Papa Jamie, is saying that, this period of risk in the banking is good now because, I took care of it. And, but I just want to shine a light on something for those of you that really don't know how important it is for us to have small banks. Big banks are running a monopoly now. I will just tell you that JP Morgan Chase is now too big. And this will probably not be the last bank that it calls. Now, we complain about a monopoly, but the government asks, bids are out there. Who wants to take over First Republic? And JP Morgan stepped up. The problem is that JP Morgan did not buy First Republic until it went into receivership. Okay, so it was no good until it went into receivership, which is a big problem. Now, as you could see here, JP Morgan is up 2.5%, and now it is bigger than it was. It's one of the top three, if not top two. JP Morgan is up there along with Bank of America, right? And it's not really good. I want you guys to look at this. And I want you to see this, okay? Small businesses comprise what share of U.S. economy? Look at these numbers. 99.7% of U.S. employer firms. More importantly, 98% of firms exporting goods and 33% exporting value. What's the one I wanted to show you guys? Right here. Look at this, good people. Look at this. 64% of new private sector jobs are created by what? Small businesses, right? And small businesses have to have access to liquidity, to financing, to banking. Let's take a look at this, all right? Now, I want you to read this because it is very, very, very important, all right? Let's start here. While banks of all sizes are important, While banks of all sizes are important sources of credit for small businesses, large banks tend to, look at that, be primarily or proportionately less committed than smaller banks. See that? Large banks, let me just do that because you got to understand this if you have a small business and you know this to be true. Large banks tend to be proportionately less committed than smaller banks to small business lending, right? And so we have to understand that if it's only big businesses, because small businesses are more risky, right? If you're a McDonald's, then you're less likely to default on a loan. You have branches everywhere, right? It's a proven company, and everybody, it doesn't matter what size the business is, everybody needs access to money. Even Apple has a credit line, right? And Apple is the most cash rich company, let alone in the United States, in the entire world. But you say, well, why would they borrow money? Because they can keep their money, they can borrow cheap money and make money on somebody else's money while keeping their cash. And then when we get into areas like we are now in a rolling recession, then Apple has a ton of cash, a pile of cash. And so it is very important for us not to get lost in what's going on. Now, it is cooling off a little bit now, as you can see JP Morgan ticking, and you could see 2.36%. But we have to keep our eye on what's happening. Okay, we cannot sleep on this. Remember back in the day when Walmart's was going into the small neighborhoods and they were putting all of the stores out. For those of you that are a little younger, then you will remember when there was something where you can go buy nuts and bolts, hardware stores. Okay, you know what happened to all the neighborhood hardware stores? Stores like Walmart came along and consumed them. Stores like Home Depot drove them all out, right? And then now you have the neighborhood stores. What happened to those? Walmarts came and consumed them because they couldn't keep up with their pricing, right? And so that's not good for our economy. And it's not good for pricing, which continues to drive up. After a while, when they squeeze everybody out, then they can start going up on their rates, right? And unfortunately, Tesla got caught up in a little of that. That's a whole nother story. Now, the Fed starts their meeting again Tuesday, and then Wednesday, here we go with another interest rate hike. The question is what happened? If you notice, they always solve these problems with these banks on the weekend, right? By design. So they needed this solved before the Fed's meeting, right? Now, he has more leeway to actually go up. And to me, some talking heads say, well, he needs to pause, right? And he could. Now, I will tell you, no one has a crystal ball. I cannot tell you what Fed Jerome Powell is going to do. But so far, out of the last 10 now interest rate hikes, I have called them all correctly. I do believe he will go up another 25 basis points. And some are saying that he will go neutral from there. I don't know at this point. It changes from day to day. But I'm really doubtful that he will pause right there because he will look extremely worse if inflation creeps back up. So he has to do a good job with killing inflation, right? And so he said higher for longer. And when he said that, in spite of some of the things he says that I don't believe, I believe him there. And he has proven that, right? So listen, let's go and let's look here on the Moo app. And I want to show you guys this. All right. Second link below in the description, Moo. All right. So look at this. If we go here to where it says earnings report 1 day. So now we can look, and now they have a new layout with their earnings, which I really like. So it has the breakdown, and you don't have to wait and listen to, when are the earnings coming? If you want to look at the past earnings, just look at the earnings hub, right? And it shows you how the past earnings performed. As you can see, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon. But let's go back and let's see what's coming up because this is important. Tuesday, we have BP and we have AMD and we have Starbucks. But here's the biggie, good people. As we get to, we got AMC coming up, as you can see there on Friday. And you know what the biggest movie was? The stupid Mario. I'm sorry, you got you Mario players, Mario Brother players, Mario Brothers. But we have Thursday, what? Look at that. Apple on Thursday. And so these are some of the things I want you guys to be ready for because Apple is heavily weighted. It is a big company and we want to see how Apple performs. Okay, good people, make sure now you see that not only do you get the 15 free stock, now you get an extra 5 free stock. This is new. You get 15 free stock with Moo. This is Moo Monday, and you can customize, like I just showed you, you can customize the earnings report. All right. That's the second link below. Download it. Make sure now you can just with $100, you get a 10 free stock. And then you can get 10 more with $1,000 deposit. All right, good people. So these are some of the things I want us to keep an eye on as it pertains to the small banking. Some believe that there's another shoe to fall, and it could be, but I think it's very suspect that they wait until the weekends to solve these problems. Okay, which means that they clearly show us that they can make things happen when they want them to. Now, if they can do that, how come they can't fix the debt ceiling? How come they can't say, hey, we're going to get in this room and we're not going to come out until we have this solved now? But they're going to let politics get in the way. They're going to scare you and me. And then, we're going to default as a country. And the market does not like that. Every time the market takes a dip because they haven't come to an agreement. Remember, the market is forward looking. It does not like indecisiveness. That's what the stock market does not like, right? So I'm going to make another video and really talk about where we are with the entire market and your investing, right? Trading. And really it's a message that I'm going to leave. I'm going to release that one tomorrow because I feel a need to cover this, right? There's a song called Everybody Plays a Fool Sometimes. No exceptions to the rule. And I believe I need to go ahead and shoot that right now because it is very important right now that you don't do what most people do when we are in a period like this. Okay, so I'm going to save that one for tomorrow. And lastly, good people, you guys know to download the top link below, which is Stock Up You. And there will be another lesson released this week. And people are giving me overwhelmingly positive comments about how much they are learning. And it is the cheapest class out there. That's the top link below. We will see you tomorrow. Hope you have a blessed day. Live, love, laugh, learn, and most importantly, earn.